Cool. Vale 2020, Session 3, Land of the Free. And we have lost one player, Ed. Virtual Doom is lost in the shuffle of exploding this. The camera never saw what happened to Virtual Doom because at a meta level, we know that this series will continue for like another 2 months or something because this is 124 pages and we're on page 25. So Virtual Doom could reappear. We don't know, but we have a new character. And Kira, do you want to introduce your character?
Oh yeah. I'm still kidding him out. Still kidding him out. But and I haven't chosen a name. Come back around to me.
Okay, sounds good.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. When you're ready, we'll just have you like pop up in a scene or something like that.
Okay.
So the last thing that we all saw with you guys. Oh wait, first I always forget to do this. I need to do the LOL thing. This is Gauntlet Hangouts. If you don't know about the Gauntlet, you should go to gauntlet-rpg.com or search for the Gauntlet on G Plus and find us there. You can run games, you can play games, lots of games. You could just talk to us. We're nice people. Roll 20 or not Roll 20. Roll 20 Con is happening, but also Gauntlet Con is happening in October. So if you want to get in on that, then check out the submission form, which I think is on the community page now. And you can follow the Gauntlet on Twitter at the Gauntlet, I'm pretty sure, which is Jason, and who's a principal organizer as well as speaking for the community on Twitter. And yes, I'm Fraser. I designed this game. And if you're on episode 3, you probably know all this, but in case you're just hopping on now, welcome. So, the last thing that we saw was you guys incensed a bellhop on an airship. Marcel, poor Marcel. And two Vipers shot down the airship. You guys had all done your rolls to get out safely or near safety. And for the most part, everyone was pretty good. I think some people got a little scuffed up, right? But the scene that we had ended on was there is like like the tatters of the airship's sheathing thing, like whatever that big blimp stuff is made out of, is like all over the place. It's kind of a disaster scene. People are running everywhere. There's screams, there's fire in the trees, and all of that kind of stuff. And that's where we had cliffhangered out. Where is. Yes. You are down close to Goodlettsville. That was the last place that the pilot had said. Remember, it was like it did the chime. It was like, we're just flying over Goodlettsville, and then it was like boom, boom, oh god, crashing into the ground and all that kind of stuff. Goodlettsville is a small town between Nashville and Tennessee-Kentucky border. In this world, I don't know if that's true. So everybody has landed safely. There's the scene of the carnage happening. And you would be aware, all as the cyberpunks that you are, that the Vipers, I think as the ship was going down, you saw like strafing runs and stuff like that. And they are known as the Gray Ghosts. And they're like a sort of faction that is a known quantity, and they're sort of mercs for hire. So you can bet that because they shot you down, they're probably sending reinforcements and stuff like that. So I want to pull the table and see what people are thinking. Iota, what is your first thoughts?
I feel like I just want to get moving away from here. Once we make sure we've got, I'm gonna try.
You're the one with Adriana as well, right? If I recall.
No, I think that was Bina.
Oh, okay.
They parachuted down together.
Oh, nice.
Um,
James Bond style. Cool.
Okay. But yeah, I think I want to try and make sure I find everyone.
Right. So just grab everybody and group together and then take off basically before the gray ghosts come. That's what your ideas.
Yeah, I mean, presumably the Zeppelin company has emergency responders for this sort of thing.
Yes, definitely they do. Okay, and what about Omen? What is Omen thinking?
Omen's thinking that he went through all that trouble to get a suit, and now it's ruined.
That's good. People are screaming, but I'm glad you have perspective.
I don't know. I think that Omen is probably looking around for everyone also, the group, the gang, and probably a little awestruck seeing Ratchet zoom out of a burning airship and yeah, I think that I would just want to get it together and hoof it away from there too, because getting shot out of the sky is no fun.
Yeah, it puts a damper on the day, right? Yeah, rough day. Cool. What about Bina and with Adriana, right?
Yeah, I think likewise hook up with the crew. You know what? If we can get a new suit for my colleague here, then that'd be great. And otherwise celebrate the fact that Marcel is no longer with us. I don't know.
Wow,
that's what she's thinking. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, and Ratchet.
I was gonna make a Marcel joke as well, but I think that Ratchet's just super ready to find Elliot and fuck him up for this, because this is we have gotten in too deep and there's stuff we didn't know, which how is that happening in a cyberpunk environment, So we got to get Adriana, we got to get her out of here so that we can all the rich people on the airship, fuck them.
Right, yeah.
Let them burn.
Okay, sounds good. And how are you doing, Kira?
Okay, I think I figured it out.
Okay, cool. Tell me.
Yeah. So I'm playing Skye. Their pronouns are they, them. And they're a rocker boy. And they somehow got out of the way of all the debris, and it's they're crawling out from under it, and they've got this 90s wet dream look where it's like scarves, kind of like Aerosmith, but cyber Aerosmith style, and a guitar, and they're not very far away from everyone, maybe, and they're thinking, they look like they're going. They look like they're competent and going somewhere. I need to go along with them.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Can you do me a favor and hit the top right corner of Roll20's interface? There's a little gear, and under display name, you can change your character from your name to your character's name and the pronouns, and then your name and your pronouns as well. And then that way, when we're doing rolls and stuff like that, we can just reference the bottom of the Roll20 thing to see everybody's pronouns and all that kind of stuff.
There it is.
Helps. Thank you. That was quick.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So everyone's together. Is the plan to just peace out and run in a general direction? Is anybody from around this area? Does anyone possibly have the fictional positioning of knowing where they are at the moment? No? So it's just run, Forest, run? Yeah,
Can I
Jared,
do
it sounds like you were saying.
can I do a survival check?
Sure. Suddenly, there is a wall of fire that is 46 meters, and it blocks your progress, Darren. Or, sorry, it blocks
I would like to do an
movements.
acrobatics check to jump over it.
Okay, there's 80s music playing, so you have +1 for it. No, just kidding. Okay, cool. And yeah, there is ostensibly all of this stuff happening, but I'd like to think that people have the wherewithal to circumvent these particular obstacles that they've laid out for me. So I think we get like the shot of Skye crawling out and following y'all, and you guys making your way from the wreckage as the gray ghosts are pulling up. And they have these like futuristic looking ATVs that have like, they're all black, of course, so they can blend in with the night. But they have like we get like a shot of the carnage again as you guys are running away. It like keeps split cutting in the show of this, and a whole bunch of the people that are running away, the survivors and stuff like that, are raising their eyes as these like giant headlights are scanning, you know, like the police style where they can swivel them, look at people and stuff like that. They're obviously scanning for specific individuals, which would mean that they probably know what you all look like, but you don't know that. And then we cut back to you guys running, right? So here's what we need to clarify in the fiction, because Ratchet, are you not on a bike right now?
Fraser, literally all I can do is ride a bike. Of course I'm on a bike. If ever there was a 2-day period when I was on an airship and I was not on a bike and it crashed. So yes, I'm on a bike.
Right. That's true. So I guess from now on you will not be seen off of your bike, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Nothing has gone wrong while I've been on my bike.
Are you like perhaps scouting the area and looking for the best course of action? Or are you trying to lead away the gray ghost? What is going through Ratchet's head?
Yeah, no, I love that. I love the idea of like getting to Bina and Adriana and being like, go that way, I'll lead them away, and then doing like a cool drag maneuver trying to get the gray ghost to follow me.
Right. Okay, cool. And how is Ratchet feeling at the moment?
I think I'm feeling
angry or elated because Marcel is dead.
I reckon this is actually like, I reckon this is scared. I reckon there's like a little bit of that apprehension and fear.
Yeah, they are gray ghosts, right?
Yeah, I'm a complex character. I can be scared.
Yes, definitely. I believe in you.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, roll that up. And I think the stakes are that it happens quite well. Like either you do it very well, you lead them away, and then you can come back to the group, or you do it so well that they're all up on your ass and chasing you. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is my my -1 stat too, so I'm super on board for it.
Cool.
Nope, I don't. Wait, I want to do that one, and I want to roll that one. Normal, scared.
Nice.
I got some good news.
Yeah, cool. So on a failure, things go poorly for you. So how is it that you try to lead them away? Give me the fiction of your attempt, and then I'll take over.
So how many of them are there?
There are,
because I've got to like gather them first. That's not an easy thing either.
They're probably arrived fairly grouped. I'd say there's 3 of them, and there's 2 men in each of them.
Great.
Technically, there should be CPS times 5 of them, but I think there's 3.
I love how much fun you have with Cyberpunk 2020.
Yeah, it's amazing. I like it.
Yeah, so like it's I just kind of cut around in front of them and like stop and let them recognize who I am. Like I'm very blatant about it, and then take off and try to get to like the next one and loop around them. And once I've kind of got them all in the same area and chasing me, I just cut through the trees, and I think it's incredibly difficult. Like it's there's tree roots and I'm there's fire, these big, what'd you say, 46-foot high wall of fire. And like I'm just like
46 meters.
46 meters, sorry.
No,
I thought we were
I would have to roll 4d6.
Oh, 4d6.
Yes. Yeah.
Love this game so much. There
you go. 12 meters. 12 meters across blocks.
Yeah, so like that's the like I cut through the trees and I like miss a tree stump, and then there's a 4d6 meter wall of fire, so we like cut back, and as I do it, like sprays dirt up into the fire and it roars hungrily, and I'm like, nah, I'm out of here.
Sweet. Okay, so maybe do you get their attention at first by doing this like cool maneuver where you do that thing where you're like playing chicken with them, where you like drive right at them, and then you like do the skid, and it sort of weaponizes all the dirt on the ground, where it like sends up all the dirt propelling into their windshields and fucking it up and stuff like that. And then
so good.
You like kind of skid, and then you continue off, and then of course they'd be pissed about that, right? Like
absolutely,
they've wrecked their windshields and such.
Yeah,
and so the good news is, I think, is that they are all after you, and we get this, action shot of James Bonding stuff where you're like going over the roots and the fire and all of that kind of stuff, right? And I think you have to skid again as you get to like the edge of a cliff, which is very beautiful. It's very scenic and all that kind of stuff. But then we pan back and we see the ATVs, and all you see in your line of vision is the lights shining right in your face. And then we cut to the people running, right? And they reach a road. Normally, I would have to roll on this table to see what shows up, but there's just a good one, so I'm gonna go with that. There is a random encounter, except that I chose it, so it's not particularly random. But you get to a highway. There's pine trees on either side of it, like towering ones. I'm thinking, what's that show? The David Lynch one with all the pine trees everywhere, and it's all crazy.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah. It's like that scenery, but I don't really know what Kentucky's like. But in this place of Kentucky, this is what it's
like. We're in Tennessee.
Wait, we're in Tennessee, not Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, right, it was the border, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, there's lots of billboards on the highway for Kentucky Fried Chicken. But anyway, you reach the highway, and there's like a signpost, of course, to like Nashville is like X amount of miles away. But as you as you get to the road, people pull up on motorcycles and off-road vehicles, and they are part of a collective that apparently does not like cyberpunks. Let's see. Skye, when you see these people on the motorcycles and off-road vehicles, how do you know that they don't like cyberpunks? Are they wearing something? Do they say something to you?
Oh, I don't know. They probably say some kind of slur that's like something to do with like rockerboy trash or something. What's this big city kid doing here? Like, what? I don't know what they say. Something like that.
And they have like t-shirts on that are quite big, and they are in big letters. It says CFD, and then below it in smaller letters, it's Citizens for Decency.
What
it's called? Yeah, and they're getting fairly riled up and militant, but they also have these really cool vehicles that I'm going to post in Roll20, which is on the cover of Land of the Free, if you've ever seen it.
Is there a giant neon cross in this setting?
Yes. Yep, if you want there to be.
Oh, you know what it is? It's a billboard that says "Hell is real."
Yes!
But all the letters are neon.
Oh my gosh.
So that's in my state. I live in Ohio. Also, in Illinois, we went on a road trip to Illinois. There's giant neon crosses. Like you can see it. It's like a highway thing. It's huge. It's gigantic neon cross. And bikers go there. Christian bikers gather every year in like these biker conventions, basically, to gather under the neon cross.
I'm like, do they actually pray and stuff, or?
I have no idea.
Oh.
That was just compelling story for me.
Well, that sounds awesome. Let's use that. Yeah, let's do it. On the Roll20 main page, I posted the cover, and they all have like those types of motorcycles, which look pretty cool. And there's like a couple ATVs similar to what the Grey Ghosts are using, except they're all think kind of like steampunky, right? Where like people have assembled these parts, the gears are showing, and like some of the coverings are not completely done. And oh, wow, I actually have a picture for them as well.
It's like an Akira motorcycle.
Yeah.
I wonder how it compares to our biker's motorcycle.
Probably inferior.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like a Harley, and our motorcycle is like a Kawasaki.
There's these people. See, they're very mean looking and rude. See, Citizens for Decency.
Like a bunch of yokels.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so they're looking kind of like, you know, younger guys and yokely. I like especially the touch of the belt buckle. That looks sort of like I don't know what people here would wear, and we make fun of them when they drive pickup trucks. But anyway. So yeah, these people pull up. That I think specifically, like in that picture, that guy is like pointing right at Skye and says, "Why don't you fuck right off to the fire that you came from, Flyboy?" What do you do?
I play a riff on my guitar and say, "Looks like there's more us than you, my friend."
Hey, wait, is Lauren gone?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Did she say she was going? Was that planned?
No, she dropped.
Oh, okay, so that's good. Okay, so
I play an intimidating riff. What is known as an intimidating riff from the streets that I come from.
Interesting. And it's meant to intimidate them and to make them go back. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is Skye feeling right now? You can look at your stats.
Skye is feeling let me look at my stats. I forget what the options are.
If you need help as well, in handouts I have a feeling wheel which kind of like expands each of them, and it's kind of helpful.
Skye is feeling mad.
And so with the stat block, the 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, and -1, what do you want to assign to mad at the moment?
That's a 2 right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So put 2 in mad, but don't hit the plus, and then hit roll dice and just follow the prompts, and it should do it for you.
There you go. I roll it again. Oh, okay. So difficulty is normal.
Yes.
I'm mad. No modifiers.
Boom, 10. And then so what you do is you see that little gray little button thing beside mad.
Mm-hmm.
You just click that and it'll make a little tick.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this game, the mad and peaceful is tied to one another. So if you next rolled with peaceful, it would remove the emotion spike in mad, and that's how you mitigate them. However, each of those ticks adds up to 5, and when you hit 5, you have like a sort of emotional break, like you're experiencing that motion on the high end, and you just have disadvantage on the next roll, and we figure out what that means in the fiction, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the roll mechanic basically, and you've got a 10. So you get exactly what you wanted from that. So you play a very intimidating riff, apparently, right? I wonder what it would sound like in my head.
Yeah, it's like a call out, like some kind of like cross between like arena rock and industrial music or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the like punk who kind of looks like a teenager-y fellow, actually I think all of them like do the typical 80s thing and like grab their ears like they're being like shot or killed or whatever, right? Like in those movies. And as soon as their hands clasp their ears, that's when we cut back to Ratchet with these people. And Ratchet, you see like a figure, very like X-Files style, step out in front of one of the headlights. So they're like silhouetted, right? And I will give you a picture. I was so happy that you decided to engage with these people because this guy looks like he's hilarious. I mean, he's very serious though, but so this guy steps out, and his name is Commander Cody Moon.
Commander Cody Moon.
So beautiful.
Yes.
Look at that beard. God damn.
Yes. It's so good. So yeah, I guess he's like jacked up. He's got a cyber arm. He's got a sort of like cowboy hat going on, except only one side is furled up. He's got stubble, looks like maybe cyber eyes or something, or maybe it's just the art style, something like that. And yeah, on each of these ATVs now, as your eyes like focus on them, you see the flag, and billowing there is that weird sort of like Confederate soldier looking person with a musket or holding up a flag or something like that there, which is the mark, of course, of the mercenary troops. And he calls out to you and he says, give us the location of Adriana and we'll let you go.
And I like adjust my leather jacket, say, I'll give you these, and I give them these.
Nice. Sounds good. What do you want to do about the situation, though?
I like, oh shit. Do I do it without looking or not? I'm going off this cliff, Fraser. I am ramping my bike off this cliff. The question is,
Ooh.
do I look at what's down there first?
I mean, can your bike fly?
I mean, like,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we just don't know it in the movie yet, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Are you down for that? Because I'm super down for like I like rev the bike once, and then kick my foot back into like the belly of it, and I hit a switch, and then something shifts at the back of the bike, and like there's like I was gonna say wings, but they'd really just be like small like fins start to extend out the back. I don't think this will be like powered flight. I think this will be like I won't fall like a rock.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you give them the finger and then you kind of back off the cliff and they think that you're falling, but then the camera like pans over and we see how well that works for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Cool. So what do we want stakes to be then? I think I like this enough that either way, I don't want the stake to be that it doesn't work. I want this to work either way, right? Yeah. But I think Cody Boone might get a shot off.
Yeah,
as
I'm
you're
on board
doing
with
this
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's the stakes.
What is he shooting me with? What is his
It is.
armament?
Let me see. I bet you it. I bet you anything it tells me. So,
I'm so excited to hear it in full detail.
he has combat sense. Oh, look, leader of the squad of mercenaries. He is the only one who knows who the client is or what the organization has been paid. Lots of cyber wares. He's got combat knife, smart chipped. He's got a smart chipped Stemier Type 35 pistol with 3 magazines.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad we found that out.
Yes.
What if he threw his knife at him?
That's cool. A cyber knife.
So
So instead he like flings it, and at first it just looks like a carbon fiber stick or whatever, and as it's coming at you, it like unfurls into like a knife, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so how are you feeling about this?
I think I'm feeling powerful. I just gave the finger to the man. I'm cyberpunking.
Yeah. Is it, especially since it's a motorcycle, all your music has to like be, amplified out. Is "Fuck the Police" playing? What?
Yeah. Shit. I was gonna say, like, I feel like this is a little bit more low key. This is like Ice Cube's "It Was a Good Day" kind of low key.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
All right,
Cody
so I'm gonna
Moon
roll
doesn't
dice.
deserve "Fuck the Police."
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get "Fuck the Police."
Oh, and I just saw in chat,
I'm
apparently this symbol that I don't know is the Union Jack. That makes sense.
No, I think it is supposed to be a Confederate flag. It just looks like a Union Jack.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm moral of the story. Most often, I'm right. Whoa, another 10. Nice.
Nah, that was a lot better.
Nice. Give me the scene then. Tell me exactly what happens here.
So as the knife's flying towards me, I like gun the engine, spin the bike. Bit more dirt comes out. That feels like it's on brand at the moment. And I just go off the edge of the thing. The knife like hits the back of my leather jacket and like cuts into it, which is cool. You want to scuff your leather jacket a little bit. You want it to be a little bit damaged. And I come off the end of this. So, Fraser, interesting question. What is at the bottom of this cliff that I have launched?
That's a good question. Maybe just like a ravine or something.
All right, beautiful. So I come off, and like where we're expecting me to just plummet, the back of the bike like catches the air and holds up a little bit, and I have no capacity to steer it through the air. I'm just like heading down towards this ravine, and as soon as the wheels touch down on the dirt, I slam the engine on again, and like we see me cut away into the night. I probably just like turn all my lights off. Wait, is it night?
Yes.
Yeah, no, we're talking about night. It's like, I don't know why I'm thinking that. Yeah, turn all my lights off, and that we just like hear the sound of the bike like echoing into the distance.
Nice. Sweet.
And, one of the mercenaries takes his hat off and throws it into the dirt.
Yeah, Cody Moon must do that, right? Or maybe all of them. I bet he does it first, and then all of the rest do that as well, right? For sure. Cool. So when we cut back to the group here, I think Bina, Adriana's just kind of like, just let me at him, right? Oh, by the way, we should tell Kira as well. Bina has done like a makeover for Adriana. She no longer looks like the picture, sort of all stern and stuff. She's got like the side buzz and some coloring and punked up and got all that kind of stuff. And for player benefit knowledge of that as well, she divulged before in the last episode that she had been kind of like like led a sheltered life. Basically, all she had done was like her father, who is the person that is the client and commissioned you for this work, PS, to get her out of there, has kept her under like a short leash, basically. He hasn't wanted her to have friends and made work her life. So she's been working in that lab for like ever and stuff like that. So Bina and Iota have both made attempts to kind of get Adriana to come out of her shell and like punk up, and it felt a little bit like they were like, maybe by the end of it, she'll make a more satisfying agency choice as to if she will decide to go back with her father or not. And you are to bring her to Night City is the end goal of this whole ordeal here. But yeah, I think Adriana, like everybody, all those guys grab their ears or whatever, and I think she like whispers in Bina's ears, and she's like, "Let's get their bikes. We need a ride." What do you do?
I think the only fictionally appropriate thing is for me to throw her my sword. So
that escalated quickly. Okay.
I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's get their bikes.
Okay.
But you need to take this, it's dangerous to go alone.
And you're throwing her your sword?
Yeah, I don't need it.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So, how is it that you want to go about taking their bikes? What are the stakes here? Are you trying to like knock them out? Are you trying to kill them? Are you just trying to like intimidate them further? They're already like,
Yeah. Well, I had a couple. I mean, I was thinking I could work with Skye to just like amp up the frequency even further with my turntable cybernetic thingy baby.
ooh, I love that. Okay. You're gonna like blow out their ears basically or something,
Yeah,
right?
like I'll throw Skye like a jack or something so we can jack in the keyta to my turntables.
Yeah, Skye totally does that.
Instant friendship.
Yeah.
Did not take you long to replace your bandmate.
Yeah. Totally. It's
Who was your
awesome.
previous bandmate?
It's I think
Virtual Doom. Yeah.
virtual doom, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Virtual Doom read newspapers and hacked on a netbook. Like,
Yeah, they were too safe.
yeah,
We needed a punk.
yeah.
So
Pass the aux cord, like
So-
Darren says.
yeah. And does Iota, we haven't seen much from you, or Omen, does somebody want to help in this action and give advantage to Bina?
Totally.
What do you want to do? How you helping?
Brain fart. So what's the action again?
Bina is going to like blow out their eardrums, but you still need somebody to like physically remove them for their bikes, probably, right? They're going to be like staggering around and stuff. So maybe you just like,
Mhm.
do something about that.
Yeah. So I have real quick. So I have audio implants that have compensation. So like I think it like automatically dampens the sound so it's not painful for me. And I use it to like the distraction of that to sneak up, and I think like I just tackle one of them off of their bikes.
Cool. All right. So how is Bina feeling? Give me a roll here and take advantage for Iota bringing up the physical stuff happening.
Probably pretty joyful.
Yeah.
She's feeling pretty creative. She likes music. This is totally 1,000,000% her jam.
1,000,000%. Cool.
And she's got a new friend.
That's true. Friends are good. Cool. So roll. Nice. 11. You guys are doing well. Cool. So give me the whole scene. Also for NPC benefit, Adriana like walks up and I don't know, kicks one of them in the crotch or something like that, and they keel over, right? So
She's got a
I was
sword.
gonna say that's such a great image because she's got a sword.
yeah, but she doesn't want to kill people. We have to gradually leave. Like she doesn't want to commit murder, right? She's just a lab technician. She doesn't want to just like all up in, you know. Plus, all they've done so far is yell some slurs, right? Maybe they don't deserve death. So yeah, tell me what the whole scene is. The with the aux cord and the all of that kind of stuff. I want to visualize it.
Yeah, well, I think what happened. Yeah, Bina totally throws the aux cord to Skye, and then like flips at her turntables and starts like I'm going hectic on her turntables to like way amp up the music that Skye's pumping out, and then I want to throw it to Skye to see what happens because I missed what happened because I was offline. So Skye, how does your music not kill these guys? But
I don't know. I play something terrible. Like it's not good. It's purposely bad because I want them to feel the pain of bad music. Like they're not worth our real collaboration. And so I just blast them with like the worst sounding chords possible.
And does it actually like blow their eardrums and stuff like that, or what? What do you think?
Wouldn't it be cool if like I had some kind of like, I don't know, tech breaking technology or something in my guitar sound system, like some kind of like, I don't know, it's like an EMP but not that strong. Like I don't know, like breaks some kind of connections in their bikes or something.
Oh, but you're gonna steal the bikes, right?
Oh, are we stealing the bikes? I missed that part.
Yeah.
Never mind. I fuck with what their brain tech or something. Yeah.
Cool. So we get like a CG shot or whatever. Like you're playing this stuff, and then we get like a CG shot of it, like the camera zooming into their head or whatever, and going through like their neural pathways and being like blah.
Yeah, it turns red suddenly.
Oh yeah.
And Skye like throws their hair backwards, riffing.
Awesome. I think that is a good place to take our first break. Let's come back at 22. That sound good for everybody?
Yeah.
Awesome. See you soon.
kidding. I want some chips.
I can't believe you already replaced Virtual Doom.
I know. I can have multiple hacking friends.
That's true.
Cyberpunk future has hacking polyamory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. System agnostic.
System agnostic is definitely my polyamory hacking group name.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I was thinking like universal system bus, no more female male connectors. And that one's not elegant though.
It's a great idea. It is very on the nose.
You can just plug anything into anything.
You drinking tea, Lauren?
Also, Sid, you probably haven't played this game. It's like a 99. It's like a 95, like point and click, like LucasArts game called Full Throttle.
Oh no, I'm very aware of the biker point and click adventure game that is Full Throttle.
Oh my gosh, that's all I have going on in my head when you describe anything you're doing.
That's a really good touchstone. I should definitely get on board with that.
Especially with like the flying bikes and shit when you got to jump over the ravine. Like that was all I could think about.
That's super. I every time I start doing something, I feel like I'm so off tone. I'm like, yeah, my bike can fly now. Everyone's on board. So sure.
Yeah, totes.
I mean, my first thought of being on a luxury blimp was to steal a suit. So
That's true. That was such a good scene though.
Tone? What's Tone?
Mark Hamill's character, the villain in Full Throttle, his name is Adrian Ripburger.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if that is Ratchet's real name.
Yes, please,
Yes.
be Adrian Ripburger.
Hello.
Adrian is such like an 80s, 90s name for like a main character, like Adrian.
Yeah, plus Adrian Ripburger was like the best villain. He was
Mark
so
Hamill
like,
can carry a villain.
yeah, he was so like schmoozy and sleazy and disgusting.
I'm
never
Adrian
saw it.
Ripburger, and this is the Duke.
And this is the Duke. You're like a late night radio host now.
Oh
Adrian
my God.
Ripburger. And tonight I'm sending you guys off with the Duke.
Oh my god. I feel like old Cyberpunk was so goofy that it's pretty easy to be on tone because it's just so goofy in my mind.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I guess, and that comes up to like the retro future idea. I always have a hard time placing it, but I guess it's kind of like it's like knowing that what they were expecting didn't happen, so it's kind of comical already in that sense.
Yeah. Like I think of like Tina Turner in Mad Max. Like that's like one of my go-to, like, I don't know, retro. Because it's kind of cyberpunk. It's apocalypse, but it's cyberpunk.
Yeah, spot on.
Yes.
That's perfect actually, because this is a whole road trip thing.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get a Mad Max car.
Mm-hmm. We all should have been drivers.
It's a cross-country mega adventure. I believe that's what you were trying to say.
Right.
Get out of this conversation, GM. Players only.
Players only. Sword Club only.
Sword Club only.
Oh, okay.
Said.
Yeah, you have to go.
I'm gonna make Cody Moon hunt you.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Did you hear?
On you.
Did you hear? What Sid decided on his real name is? first character. Obviously, I don't know.
Oh, I guess it makes sense that Ratchet isn't the real name.
Ratchet is not what my mother named me, Fraser.
I hadn't really thought about it. What is your real name?
Adrian Ripburger.
Did you Google whatchamacallit? Like biker names and
It's
landed on LucasArts?
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't played the remastered version. It's supposed to be good.
Neither have I, but I have fond memories of it.
Yeah, I'm so worried my nostalgia, like, it won't hold up to that.
It's supposed to be really good.
All right.
I read a couple of reviews and they were all like, "It's even better than I remember."
Oh wow!
And they cleaned up some of the art and stuff like that too. Like they preserved what it looks like, but made it less clunky or something like that.
I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah, that is $7.49 I'm spending right now.
50% off. It's great.
Nice. Cool. Okay, so where are we at here? Everyone's back. Cool. Oh yeah, Kira, I forgot to say too, we're using the X card as a safety tool as well, if you ever need to use it.
That sounds great. Are we also using the O card?
We haven't yet, but I'd be open to the O card. I think the chat is the O card generally.
Oh, okay, cool.
People are generally like, yes.
To encourage us along with our bad decisions.
Yeah. Is everyone cool with how it's going so far? Tone-wise and all that?
Not enough fire.
Well, I rolled for it, but it was only 12, so yeah, unfortunately we didn't get very many meters of fire at this juncture, but if we ever replay the adventure, I'll try to get more.
I'm fine with that.
Cool. So you kick these friggers out of their motorcycles, and now everyone's got vehicles. And are you making your way to Nashville then? Is that the plan? And does I guess Ratchet would just kind of like hook up with everybody on the highway or something, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be there.
Okay, so
I'll find them.
Okay, so you're not gonna hook up on the highway. You're just gonna be there. Like you're also going to Nashville via the ravine.
Yeah, no, I'm super on board for that. I mean, because that's where I know they're going, so that's probably the best place for me to meet them.
Right. Yeah, you know that in the head.
Yeah.
Is anybody wanting to contact Elliot to see what the plan might be next then, or
wait, he gave us a secret code?
Yeah. He gave you like a cipher thing, right?
Let's spend 4 hours trying to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could just call him. Yeah, the cipher thing is the top right handout, which makes no sense. On the board, the like JNAWYE.
Didn't you say we would get the second one when we needed it?
Yeah, but you would have to talk to Elliot for that, right?
Oh, fine.
So, but first on this road trip adventure, I'd like to know what people see that makes it so cyberpunk. What is it that we see on this road trip that kind of shifts the narrative into the future? Are there like cyber billboards and drones and stuff going over your head and stuff like that? Maybe we see like a few people on I really like the nostalgia train that a lot of cyberpunk has been on with media lately, where all of the cars look like 1988 Ferraris. You know, they're like big and boxy, and for some reason all of them just look like that. So maybe we get those chunkier vehicles going down the roads and stuff. But does anyone else have any ideas? Alex? Or Sydney? Sorry, you just unmuted.
It's all good.
So I think that like we pass by some fields and there's a glow to them, and if you like listen, you can hear this sort of low buzzing sound. And I think instead of pesticides, there are like these little like drone things that will like move through fields and like eat any pests that are trying to get at the crops. And so like at night, there's just sort of the glow of all these tiny LEDs on these little bug-eating drones.
So there's like no sounds of crickets anymore, right? Because they all did.
Yeah.
They did. But then instead you get like the pretty grave of the fireflies action everywhere. Cool. Sid, I guess you have an idea.
I did. I really dig the like futuristic cross-country shipping of like driverless trucks, where it's just like shipping containers on wheels that just like stream down the road, and when they come up to each other, like they just have that like programmed movement where they like recognize that they're approaching each other and they're just like and then pass and then back into their lane. They're called hauling juggernauts. Oh, that's so good.
Yep, they didn't want to call them lorries. We would like a juggernaut, please. Yes, a huggernaut. Yeah, if you get too close, they hug you with their body parts and crush you. Aha. Cool. Darren, do you have an idea?
Yeah. Let's see. If I may add a little detail to the pesticide drones, because those are super cool. I'm picturing them as being like terrifyingly vicious also. So like literally anything that wanders into the field is killed. So like probably occasionally you see a news item about like a few cows that are like completely torn apart because they wandered in. There's like advisory signs. No horses. There's no horses.
Yeah, no.
But then the thing that I really want to add are like massive communication line tubes, like internet tubes. And so there's like a whole like other like sort of highway or something of like 5 to 10 of these like ginormous like hyperloop sort of size tubes of like communications technology. And they're probably like taxed and everything, like freight lines are, like the companies control them, of course. And then like a railroad has to pay freight companies, like smaller companies have to pay to send data, but it's probably like a massive infrastructure for the country. You just see them.
Neat. I like it. Kira, do you have an idea?
Yeah, I want to do some kind of future RVs. There's like some like RV, you know, people just like live on the road now. And so like the RVs they aren't just like older middle class people or people moving from trailer park to trailer park. They're like all kinds of people. And I don't know, there's like all kinds of RVs. There's like very nice RVs and there's really cheap falling apart RVs. Maybe they hover or something. I don't know. It makes them cyberpunk. But like, yeah, and sometimes you see like camps on the road, like people like create their own hover camps, and like there's all these rules and regulations they have to follow, and you see like the cops like we pass one camp and there's like a bunch of cops like bothering them.
Nice. I wonder, maybe you pass one of those that is like a sort of guided tour of like these people making their rounds, just like your cross-country mega adventure, except when you guys like pass them on the motorcycles or something, all you hear in like the megaphone person who's like directing the customers to be like, don't make eye contact with the punks and stuff. Don't piss them off.
Yes. But when they have bisexual lighting, that's how you know they're in the future.
Exactly. Patented canon. Cool. Lauren, anything?
All I can think about is like, just given the place we're in, there's got to be some kind of like cyberpunky type billboards that are at every like mile or so, but they're for things like good at UGG bills for your like friendly robot like Android like cybernetic upgrade repairs. But they're all signs are kind of like busted and broken anyway because like no one maintains them, or like yes, there's like a turn off for like Bar's friendly robot oil, like stock up if you need to like get oil for your robots kind of thing. So it's very like hokey homemade like robot-y billboards.
Cool. Are they like animated? Like
Yeah, totally.
cool.
But they're also
Like-
a bit like broken and jittery. Like
Oh, is it like Japanese horror thing where they're like trying to be like buy some milk or whatever, but it's all like stutter stop and sketchy and freaky and stuff?
yeah, totally.
Buy some milk. It's like in the humans when they get messed up and it's kind of scary. It's like that. Sid?
Man, I was happy with my trucks.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot that you went
I
already.
mean, you know, I can do more if you want.
Yeah, the trucks are out now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
The juggernauts. The juggernauts are
The
past.
flooding juggernauts.
Yeah, I like the driverless action going on too. Cool. And then we kind of get like a jump cut in the movie to arriving in Nashville, which, especially as Skye knows, it is a whatchamacallit, bustling major city, and it is the largest, most prosperous thing in Appalachia, but is also a major recording center of the states. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of buses arrive for tours, just like we described, right? With the people going, except they're all like, watch out for them punks, like you guys. It's sort of painted as the kind of LA thing where like young, up and coming stars go there, except for the difference that it is a major corporate presence as well. So people that are kind of known as like legit rocker boys and girls kind of spurn this place. There's a specific note, for instance, that Johnny Silverhand and Blood and Ice do not like Nashville because it is far too corporate. There are corporations like DMS, Net54, which owns several labels, and Nippon Telefunken here with their presence. And you guys know that you are being kind of hounded by a different corporate presence. Not one in particularly known to be around here, but corporate reach in cyberpunk America is everywhere, right? And they are going to be hounding you. They're, oh crap, keep forgetting the name of this corporation, Necros Tech or something like that. Anyway, they're up on you. So what's the plan? Is it just like get into town, lay low? I bet that Skye knows rumblings of the scene or something like that, right? Apparently nightlife is crazy. That's what it says. And I didn't even have to make you roll.
Wait, we're rolling up on something? I missed it. I'm sorry.
So you're just getting into Nashville, and I'm just giving you some overview information on that, which is big music scene, but super
okay.
corporatized. So it's not like a cool music scene because it's become too commercial. But it says that in Nashville, the underground is thriving.
Yeah.
Characters should be able to lose themselves in the dark side of Nashville long enough to plot their next move.
Yeah.
Does the document have a cool cyberpunk name for like the genre of music?
No, it doesn't mention anything like that, actually. Yeah, it just says it's filled with young, idealistic rocker boys and girls looking for a break. The club scene in Nashville is legendary throughout the cyberpunk world. And the city is known as one of the few places in the central United States where a punker can feel at home. The one drawback is there is a large corporate presence. clubs and recording studios in Nashville are largely run by media corporations and all that other stuff that is it. So, how is, especially since I don't know Nashville, I'd like to know from you, how does Nashville look similar to what it looks like today, and how does it look all mega city corporatized punk type stuff? What is the cyberpunk thing, and what is the normal thing about it? How hasn't it changed, and how has it changed? Sid, we'll start with you. You don't know either, right? You've never been to Nashville.
Yeah. So it's got that Nashville look, like that's super Nashville. Just 100% Nashville, and yeah.
Well, I know that a lot of people wear cowboy hats there.
Yeah, that's definitely got to stick around. Like that Agent Cody Moon look.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the corporatized thing. Boy, it's really hard thinking of a city I've never even seen. I couldn't even recall a bit of media. Well, do you mind if we roll back to me?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you.
How about Alex?
Okay, so I mostly just did a Google image search for Nashville, and pulled up one thing, which is that there's at least one street that has a lot of neon signs. And I think that has sort of exploded. I think maybe in New York, it was more hollow, projected images, but Nashville, it's still just neon, but on basically everything. And I think there's a little bit of a tie-in where it's there's the same glow and hum that you kind of got from the fields. And I think the way it has been corporatized is there's a river that runs through Nashville, and I think down the middle of it, there's these rows of offices that have a bunch of glass and stuff, but it's in the middle of the river, and that's where some of the super fancy corporate offices are.
Oh yeah, overlooking the river, of course.
No, in the middle of the river.
Oh, they own the river. The river is them. The river runs through them. Okay, cool. Darren.
I think that along with all these huggernauts driving through, Nashville has become more of a transport hub, because maybe there's just a lot of even more overland transportation with the advent of automated huggernauting, and I think what that's done though is that there's a lot of freight containers around, and a lot of the corporations, especially the ones who own the clubs, have been using it as cheap building material. So now you can walk into a street lined with clubs, and it's just clubs stacked on top of each other, literally, but they all really look the same, very generic, except for their sign.
Cool. Kira?
Well, there is the famous riverboat that just goes by the city. It's the largest riverboat, and that's where all the hot blues musicians get their gigs, is on this cyber riverboat. It's like in what's the movie with Bruce Willis, and they go to the
Die Hard 2.
No, the
Die
one
Hard
in
3.
space. It's in space.
Die Hard 4?
Good try. A+ try.
In space with Bruce Willis?
Yeah, Fifth Element.
Oh, Armageddon.
No, The Fifth Element.
Fifth Element is
Bruce
Willis?
Willis.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, he is
Anyway.
in space in Armageddon as well.
It's a luxury riverboat cruise liner thing. And it's real cool and cyberpunk and shit.
Oh, cool. So it's as big as that one? In the ship? I remember it was
yeah.
Oh crap, what was it?
It might not be as big, but it is it's ridiculously large. It's
Lost in Paradise. That's what it was called.
Yeah, Lost in Paradise.
Yeah.
And now I feel like you're just trolling me.
No, it's called Flossed in Paradise. Remember? Because like Ruby Rod is like,
Oh,
welcome to
Flossed
Flossed
in
in Paradise.
Yeah, you're right. So, well, it's like that, and there's like these digital arenas and stuff. It's like a very cool place to go if you like have money to spend. And there's probably like gambling and stuff, and like, yeah, that's the riverboat culture.
Cool. Love it. Lauren?
Much like my good friends here, I just had to Google image search of Nashville because my knowledge of Nashville is very little. But two things. One thing came out that jumped out at me, which is like the Johnny Cash presence. I feel like that is consistent. There is still a lot of like homages to Johnny Cash. And then I think the sort of like corporate cyberpunky element is like there's got to be like some stratification of like lanes for spinners or like the hover bikes and stuff like our dear Ratchet was riding, and then like sort of the lanes for the people who can't afford spinners and like fancy cars and stuff. So it also means like where there's all those neat bridges that cut over the river there's like the normal lane for like all your ground cars and then like the spinner bridge that sort of like goes above it.
Sweet. Like it. Sydney?
I don't know Nashville, but I do know food, so I'm going to talk about that. I think there's like this vertical stratification. So really high up in this building, or like the top half of this building, is this place that does like super good wings, and everyone in it is in there. They're all the corporate peeps, you know. They're all wearing their suits and have nice haircuts, and they're eating their chicken wings. And then below that, on like the bottom floor of this building, is a soup kitchen for the all the punks and people living on the street. And it's just like making broth from the bones of the wings that the corporate people send down.
Nice. That is good. Stratification of class happening there. I like that.
I was just going to say there's a specific kind of fried chicken that Nashville does called Nashville hot chicken.
Oh.
So just to add to that, it could be like the spicy chicken and then the broth is just like too much spice and like too much chicken broth. So it's probably terrible. Not even good.
Yeah, the people that like boiling off the bones, like their eyes would just be just red and weeping.
It's like hardcore onions. Cool. I think also what you see is like as you start getting closer to Nashville, the highways widen and widen and widen. So it's like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 lanes across or whatever, but it's still backed up, right? Showing that it's like full of tons of people. It's like a megacity type thing. But you also see people, I'm going to borrow a page out of Sinners with the LA scene there, where all the people who are waiting, it's driverless cars for the rich people anyway, and they all have vid screens on them, right? And they're flicking through different channels and everything is referred to as like a different kind of porn in Sinners. So it's like there's literally people that are watching aerial shots of the traffic jams and calling it traffic porn, for instance. And everything has been like commodified into it was actually the first book that I read that references food porn as a thing. And it was written in like 1991, except in that it's like written as like it's a bad thing, right? Like everything is becoming some sort of entertainment porn for people's particular tastes. But yeah, I think you see like a lot of people watching like these weird screens for these different types of things that they're consuming. And somehow it is still backed up for a little bit as you're making your way through. But being the punks that you are on motorcycles, I imagine you just weave in between the stuff, wreaking havoc. And we see you guys like whizzing through some of these through lanes, right, in between the cars. And they probably see some guy with like a hat on and he like shakes his fist at you and like fucking punks and stuff like that, right, on their motorcycles. So what is the plan? Does anybody know where they want to hit up to lay low or talk to Elliot on the way to Nashville or when you get there, or yeah, what is the plan?
Who's Elliot?
Elliot's the guy that hired you. the fixer in New York who
Oh, sorry. That's what Skye says in character.
Oh, right. Right. Right, I ruined that.
No, it's okay. I didn't know if we were having in character discussions or not over our motorcycles.
Maybe we stop to get some broth, some soup.
Yeah.
Everyone gets some of that good chicken, weird broth soup stuff.
Elliot is the jerk who got us on that stupid blimp, and now we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, this is pretty middle of nowhere. I never even heard of Nashville before. And I'm a musician.
Yeah, I know. There's like New York, Night City, and honestly, I thought it was just like, I don't know, a field, a road, maybe.
We're learning so many things.
Yeah, fuck knowledge. It's just another way to oppress us.
Yeah, it is. This broth sucks, actually. I mean, it's totally fine. Thanks for this broth.
Thanks for the free broth.
Oh yeah, I think you didn't describe what Skye looks like, did you?
Oh, I described this guy looks like they're maybe in Aerosmith, and they have like lots of long, brightly colored and patterned scarves and tights, and long grungy 90s style hair, and they look androgynous, and yeah, I guess that's it. That's the style.
Cool. Yeah. The cyber scarves, right?
Yeah, there's like some neon woven into the tribal patterns of the scarves or something, and like they've got a keytar that also doubles as a submachine gun.
Ooh, nice. Next level Al Pacino stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think another thing that you'll notice, especially if you're like stopping for food and looking around in the streets and stuff like that, is instead of, you know how every time you go to a city lately, there's always that like those gold places where they're like change gold for cash or whatever. Instead here, there is places for recording studios, and it always says like become a star now, right? And it's like a franchise place where they're like anyone can just stop off the bus and go into these, record a song, and they might become a star. And chances are they're known for having really egregious contracts, right? Where like if you record at one of those places, you probably get like 10% of your profits, and it's like a 30-year contract or some shit like that, right? It's like the K-pop star contracts that they had to sign. Yeah.
That's some 1% recording bullshit, eh, Bina?
Yeah, totes. I mean, you have to be like out of your mind to waste your time and shit on that.
Are you guys signing up?
I mean, we could check it out. It's right around the corner.
But it couldn't hurt to look. I mean, like, if you want, I've got in at a gig at Night City if you want to join me as well, just saying.
Oh, shit, yes. That's, like, really far from here, but yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, I don't even know what your sound sounds like, but we were a good team back there.
So it's my sound can be whatever sound you need it to be.
What?
I'm very versatile.
Whoa, that's really cool. You got skills.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, like, where are we going? Do we have to bring this person somewhere? Like, we're delivering her to Night City?
If we ever get there.
Cool.
It's been like 2 days.
So we just need a place to stay, I guess, huh?
I think Iota probably is gonna bite the bullet and call Elliot and see if Elliot knows of anyone in Nashville that we might be able to stay with.
And then Rachel would always read the newspaper. I mean, I guess we could try to read the newspaper.
No, the press is just full of lies. Nothing's real these days.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, actually, I'm sure there's like book stands, or not book stands, those things where you can buy newspapers, but there's smart paper in it, right?
A newsstand?
No, but they're not like a newsstand. It's like the thing where you put in the money and then you like pull it and take it. You know?
I remember.
Yeah, so they're like automated delivery services because, of course, I mean, technology has happened. It's the end of the world. There's no newsstand vendors anymore. They've been phased out by these booths, right? So, yeah, if you look through, though, I think all the headlines don't mention, especially since it's been 2 days, right? They don't mention the attempted like the job that you did, right? Like you would expect them to have like newspapers that say like Adriana Young, lab tech kidnapped or whatever, right? All of that stuff. It's nothing like that. And maybe I bet the news is so fast these days that they're sort of like updating Twitter mentions on the smart paper of the newspaper, right? And again, there's no like there's maybe like a short statement from the airline that says like there was a brief malfunction and no lives were lost or whatever over by Goodlettsville, and we have cleanup crews working there now, cordon the area, all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely someone is trying to keep this on the down low, right? Narcross.
Wait, before you call Elliot, I mean, I bet Bina and I know somebody that lives in this city. Like, I feel like my friend might have a club here or something.
Oh, sweet.
I mean, I don't know if we entrust them with like a secret passenger type of situation, but
That's okay. Well, I mean, Adriana's a punk now. Like, we just still have punk friends. Like,
so is it Bina? Maybe, who knows? Since Skye said they've never heard of Nashville.
Sure. For the sake of continuity.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go hit up some club that I probably have a friend in.
Yeah. So you go. So it must be like an underground one or something, right? Like you don't go to the corporate clubs. You go to the underground ones, right? How is it that you find an underground club in Nashville? Is there like a like streetwise way of finding it? Maybe there's like maybe if people still put like smart paper posters and shit like that on the walls of the place, maybe if you like interact with it in a certain way, it'll tell you like how to get to this underground place, and maybe that's that neon row that Alex was talking about. But so I like answered the question for you. Can you think of anything else though?
Out of the posters probably have like some element of Johnny Cash in them.
Right.
Like shake Johnny Cash's hand. Here's
another thing too. Even on like the posters and on the different like billboards and stuff, there appears to be like a it sounds stupid to say it that way, but there's like a shadow warish thing over fandoms over Elvis and Johnny Cash in the area, which is kind of weird, right? Because I don't know. Well, I don't really know if Elvis was huge in Nashville, but we'll say Johnny Cash is bigger, right? But the sort of like Elvis presence in fandom is like vying for attention, and you can see that with like graffiti on the billboards and all this kind of stuff. So there's a shadow war happening. One that is maybe a little ostensibly silly, but yes, it is still raging. Cool. So what's a good name for a club? Especially if it's like a Johnny Cash club. Is that where you're going?
Cashville.
Well, but Cashville would be the corporate non-underground one, right? Or is there like an underground cash thing or something?
The Cash Cave.
Or like, what's the walk the line?
I just walk the line. Yeah, I was trying to say walk the line.
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire is a good one.
It's very cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Except that in Cyberpunk, yeah, all I can picture is like you guys walking into this club that is probably all red neon and stuff like that. That's why it like stands out on the streets, right? Because it's all blue neon, but this one's red. What? And as you go in, all I can hear is like Daft Punk with the Tron Legacy thing up in the booth with them being like doo doo doo. But maybe not. What do we think that this club looks like, other than my stupid musics? Sid, do you want to start?
Yeah, sorry. What was the question? Did you ask what it looked like or what the music
Yeah,
was like?
All of it. Any details that you want to give about this cache cave, which we'll put on probation that day.
All right. So the bar has like those spouts in it, and the cups have the hole in the bottom. So when you go to get a beer, you just place it on the bar and it like fills up from the bottom in this totally sci-fi cyberpunky way.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Cool. I bet it's probably like some sort of colloquial beer, just like craft beer is here. Like craft beer is like it started out in Alberta and is huge here, but it's gone kind of nationwide and I think international. I'm not sure. But Lauren, any other things?
I'm really sorry. What was the question? I was too busy losing my shit over Ring of 46 Fire.
Just what do you think this place is like? Sounds
okay.
like impressions. What do the people look like? What does it sound like? Food.
Yeah. Well, it's probably got like a jukebox and stuff, but the jukebox only plays like like remixes or synth remixes of like Johnny Cash songs.
Sweet. Kira?
I think that instead of walls, there's like digital projections of like idyllic old cowboy movies and like I don't know, like whatever I can't think of any cowboy movies off the top of my head. Shane. Quick and the Dead. Yes, thank you. Everyone else is thinking of them faster than me. So yeah, that type of stuff is like dudes standing in a desert.
Cool. So it's like all these different projections. Does it actually like, is it so high tech that these people would like walk out of the films and stuff like that so that they're on the dance floor and stuff like that too? Or
well, there's like little enclosed scenes of them walking out and you can like interact with them like a game. Like you can go up and like there's like a button you can push or something, like a digital button you can interact with in the air, and you can opt into like being in a shootout or something if you want to and stuff like that.
Oh, this place is awesome already. Cool. I like it. Darren?
That was literally exactly my idea, and it's so cool. But because of that, I have another excellent idea. And you know what? We have unwittingly found the only place in Nashville, Tennessee, where there are horses. Yes, that's right. There's a trough, there's water, and there's some beautiful chestnut horses. So you can go up, you can pet them. I think that there's like, you can pay an exorbitant amount of money to go to a very small track in the back and ride it and like have it trot around. Yes, they're clones. They're all literally the exact same horse, right? It's not like they don't have that much money to get like a diverse stable. So it's just the same chestnut horse with the same like white spot on its eye. Their names are what are good horse names? All the like racing horses are, oh yeah, Apples. That's very cute. They're all named Apples.
Apples what? Apples 2? Apples 3? Yeah, that's a pretty cyberpunk thing too, right? Where the clothes are just like the same name but with a number assigned to
I
it.
don't even think they have a number because they're just genetically encoded to respond to apples. So you just have to call them apples. So you're like standing on one side and like 5 heads turn towards you.
The guy that ordered it was like, I need these horses to respond to apples. And he's like,
they're like,
all right, we'll name them apples.
yep. There's like, but it's also kind of cute, right? I think on like Mondays, like in the early evening or something, they host like a equestrian therapy group, so you can come and like brush the horses and like chat it out. Yeah, the Cash Cave's a cool place.
I love it. It's good. It's a good place. Alex?
So I think that like in the back, and it's not obvious, there's just sort of a nondescript door, but you go through that door, there's like a back staircase, and it goes up to like an unofficial rooftop like bar area, and I think up there's like all of the seating is like synthetic hay bales, and I think there's like a really trying to decide what the view is.
What if there isn't one? It's just like this weird space in between like all these buildings.
Yeah, and like if you look, like there's actually like people living in an apartment and their window is just there and just like curtains drawn.
Sweet. This place is weird, but I like it. Sweet. Okay. So you head to this club, ostensibly called the Cash Cave. You see all of this. And I think only like a few minutes into you like making your way through the crowd, it's pretty packed. It is in the evening time still. And what you see is, did I put this person in my handout? Yes. The opening act, like all the holograms shut off, and this person goes on the stage. Their name is Perry Garcia. I put their picture in the Roll20 thing. Perry Garcia is the front man for a struggling underground band, the Starving Dogs, playing the Nashville club circuit. And I think this is the person that you might know, Bina. Came here. Oh, maybe you had played a gig with him in New York, because it says that he came here from New York.
Yeah, totes.
They're not a big name. He's loud, slightly obnoxious, but friendly and sincere. Cool. So, yeah, what does Perry Garcia play? Like, I think everything kind of, it seems like the bar is almost like shutting down at first, right? Like all the lights go out, holograms turn off. People wait with bated breath for Perry, right? I think the screen actually comes out, protruding into the dance floor, kind of like Saturday Night Light Fever action style. And Perry steps out, and I think he's just alone at this time. It's just like a separate gig that he's got going on. And he's probably like radicalized some Johnny Cash song that, if I knew Johnny Cash very well, some song about resistance or something like that, he's probably like radicalized it and made it much more rock and sort of like blows people's minds with that performance, right? And yeah, he's got like long black hair. He's got a hat on with some weird sort of cyber spectacle things with like maybe 3 or 4 different lenses that you can like swap through, right? For different settings like infrared and multi-spectrum, all that kind of action. And dressed like a traditional rocker person, except there's a whole bunch of skulls on his guitar. And yeah, he just plays his heart out for a few minutes in this TV show or movie, whatever it might be. And when he finishes, the lights come down, and he's like just disappears. He thinks that's very cool. And the stage like slowly protrudes back, and then just as if like that whole thing never happened, the place starts back up again, right? Like the holograms start turning back on, the movie resumes from where it was. Maybe it's even like the end of Shade, right? We're like, Shane, come back, Shane. And people start ordering drinks, and cowboys with like big hats. I don't know the difference between hats, but really big Texan cowboy hats. That's what they're wearing. And dressed exactly like you would think cowboys would be dressed, with like jeans and like fairly big heeled cowboy boots, and they're the ones that are doing the drinks. There's no like waitresses, it's these cowboys going around and doing it. And yeah, so I think after a minute or two, you know that Perry will probably start making the rounds, but in the meantime, do people want to interact or do anything?
Hey, Ratchet. So, you're like, I was trying to I think I was trying to flirt with this guy, but we ended up punching each other. Is that like normal?
It's you don't want it to be normal.
Oh.
Yeah, it's totally normal.
I think Ratchet just like raises an eye towards Skye. An eyebrow towards Skye. Okay.
Wrestling is hot. I don't know what you're talking about, but nothing gets me going like being slammed up against the wall and slapped in the face.
Well, this was more like it was not a sexy fight. I think he thought I was like trying to steal from him. And I mean, I did take his suit, but I thought we had a moment. Is it because didn't you like meet up with Pitch? How'd you do that?
Well, okay, so when I met up with Pitch, first you've got to impress him. So you rev your engine. Well, you want a bike at the time.
I need a bike?
Well, it helps. Didn't you steal a bunch of bikes to get to Nashville? I think you're sorted.
Okay.
So yeah, when you're trying to flirt with someone, and you want to impress them first, and like Ratchet just like picks up a glass off the bar and just like smashes it and just like cuts the shit out of his hands.
Oh
He's like, and then you want to get them involved, and he just like grabs the person next to him at the bar and rubs the blood on their chest. And he's like, and like just takes a look at the person. You give him one of these. He just like cocks the eyebrow up.
That sounds too easy.
Yeah.
So this is why I need date machines.
I think that then Omen picks up a glass and he misunderstands all of this and he throws it at someone.
Oh, what at somebody?
Huh?
What do you throw at somebody?
A glass. Because I'm trying to impress them.
Some random person?
Yeah. Well, like a hot dude, right?
One of the horses.
Did you throw a glass at a horse?
Is that what the drinks are served in?
Interesting. What would be they served in? Some sort of...
No, wait. It's all glass boots.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly the amount of tact or tackiness we're looking for, Darren.
Mm-hmm.
On point. Cool. So you throw a glass boot at one of the cowboys?
Yeah, probably. I'm just going to try to flirt very badly.
Okay. We can adjudicate that to a roll, I suppose.
No, I don't have to. I'm just saying. That's what I'm doing.
It's just flavor? Okay.
Yeah, we can hand wave past it.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't have any big plans for here, so.
Okay. During the show, I think Adriana's like freaking out and being like, woo, to the Perry Garcia thing too. I think it's like a mixed results in this place. Most people probably are like traditionalists and like Johnny Cash the way that he ought to be, just like the good old cowboy days. But he plays with such vigor, you know. People at least 50% of the people come around to this rock version of Johnny Cash, which, as Alex pointed out, could be Folsom Prison Blues, which would be good. And yeah. So what else is everybody doing? Whilst you wait for Perry?
I think I go up to the rooftop deck. I do want to call Elliot.
Yeah, right. We forgot that. Yeah.
Just to be like, I'm sure I already got distracted. But just to be like, okay, yeah, we didn't die when the Zeppelin crashed. We're gonna be a while.
He doesn't know about the Zeppelin crash because people have been suppressing the news and stuff. So he's like, "What crash? Is Adriana safe? Is the package secure?"
The package is secure. Yeah. Yes, Adriana. You know, she's looking good, but she's safe.
He's like, "No names. The package."
You already kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Well, we all we can do now is try. What else is he's like, this might be bigger than we thought if there's a news blackout. I wonder who we antagonized.
The news blackout and the fighter jets.
Right.
And the taking down of a civilian transportation vessel.
Well,
what I'm trying to say is that I think maybe, well, one, this is going to cost a lot more for us to get the package across the country.
Right.
Go ahead.
I'll contact the client and see if I can't get a big bonus for you. You're right. This is way more than any of us expected.
Bonus, yes. I was wondering if you can maybe up that per diem.
I will ask the client if that's acceptable as well. I'm sure they'd agree. They want to see the package home safe.
Package treated to all of the finest meals and amenities that a package might enjoy.
Well, the deal's still on, and you should get yourself to Memphis. Once they realize that you're not in the wreckage, if they don't already know, Nashville is going to get too hot to handle. Get to Night City when you can.
What's in Memphis?
Safety. And the next steps. Call me when you're there, and I'll give you the deets. Maybe he says details.
I will do. Feel like you're making this harder than it needs to be, but
yeah, it's funny too. It like gives me a scripted response of what I'm supposed to say, and he's like, "You'll all get your per diem."
Does the scripted response say dates?
No, it doesn't. That was Fraser inserting that. But why don't we adjudicate for the scripted response? He already says it. I'll see if I can arrange for a bonus, but upping the per diem, maybe that's a role that you want to see?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Make your case, especially with being like, we got shot at with 2 missiles, we have some hillbillies to deal with, we had to get some transportation, we're bringing the package across city, you know, that's a compelling argument, I think.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling?
Time to open the feelings wheel. I think I want to go with bored. Like,
Okay.
it's just like this business stuff. Like, Iota is doing it because they know somebody has to, but like, they'd much rather be down petting a horse
Right. That's fair.
and enjoying the party, which is under sad on the wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a neurotypical wheel, so feel free to adjudicate it to different ones if you would like. But yes.
I think out of any of them, sad is the best fit for Iota. I think they do, like, they're being responsible right now, but definitely enjoy being irresponsible.
Right. After this phone call, that's when you get crazy.
Yeah.
That's when you drink futuristic things. Cool. So med result. So you get the thing. Complication. He says the bonus is still on the table. I'll see if I can up the carpe diem.
Per diem.
Yeah, the per diem. Live it up. Live your one life as good as you can. Your per diem. And just make sure that you stay clear of more corporations. The more trouble that we get, the least amount of buying power that I get from the client, as they might want to just hire other individuals and more people and split pay.
I had an idea for a complication, maybe.
Sure.
Like, if somebody overheard the when we said Adriana.
Oh,
something.
I like that better. Sure. Yeah. Well, we like. So you're on like the roof making this call?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think like we see all the neon and stuff as you're looking out, and then the camera cuts to like a frontal shot, and then behind you we see somebody's like head turned, but they're like out of focus in the camera, right? And then they like kind of make the head notion that they have overheard something important and quickly like make the exit down to the regular floor, and then we cut back to you, right? Cool. I like that. What is everybody else doing? Is everybody else joining in, throwing glasses at people? It's a weird little ritual.
Bina would probably invite Skye and anyone else who wants to participate in it, but if it was like there's an empty, like the stage is retracted, but there's an audience, so we can play to the audience.
How do you just like jack into the place and take over the music?
Yeah, it's like I jack into the sound system and stuff, and I rig it up to Skye's guitar if they're interested in playing. And like I don't know if Adriana wants to sing, she's welcome to sing or do some like Johnny Cash stuff.
Sure, she'll do some throaty Johnny Cash renditions.
Nice.
That sounds great. We have a band now.
Yay, we did a name.
We're the Road Warriors.
Yes.
The Glass Shatters.
The Glass Shatters. The Cowboy Breakers.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. So maybe you guys are.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We just want to look. We want to look real cool. Well, Skye wants to look real cool on stage playing this music. Like it might be okay music, but like they just want to be loved by the audience right now. I think.
Well, why don't we make this sort of like a getting Perry to like endeared to you all to like help you, right? Like you're proving that you're like one of him, right? Like in the in crowd. Cool. So it sounds like Skye might be doing the roll, and you'd have advantage.
I'm helping.
From a bunch of help, yeah. Adriana
Okay.
is also helping,
That sounds
ostensibly. She's probably passably good.
cool.
After all, would they really cast somebody conventionally attractive in this movie, but not have them a good singer?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Cool. So how is Skye feeling?
I think Skye feels joyful, and it is maybe, or no, powerful.
Powerful? Cool.
Yeah. And then what's the number down from 2?
One.
Is it just 1?
Yeah, you get
Okay.
2 more, 2 1s, 2 0s, and a -1.
Let me do a 1. Can I just roll dice even though I still have a 2 in mad?
Yeah, it should ask you when you hit roll dice. It should ask you what stat you roll with.
Yeah, I see. I like that the first one that comes up is mad.
Yeah. You man.
I did it.
Cool. So,
I get a 9.
did you do it with advantage?
No.
Okay. Maybe roll one more d6 manually, and then we'll see. Add it to your total. You got a 5 and a 3. A 6. There you go. So 11. So you did well.
Nice.
Cool. What does it all sound like for our imaginations? What is the closest approximation of this sound?
I don't know. Maybe like an emo girl band.
Oh, like what's that really good one?
Like the Chromatics.
I was thinking
Not the Chromatics.
The Veronicas.
Like Tegan and Sarah.
They are pretty sad, yeah. They're from Calgary.
Oh, I didn't know that.
One's from Calgary, one's from Montreal, I think.
Hey, Calgary represent.
Yes.
Mm.
I used to have a roommate. Funny story. I had a roommate that's actually. I had a roommate who was cousins with them who drove like a yellow Supra or something like that when we were like 20, and he was always being like, "I can get you into the shows. I can get you the merch. Do you want like a Tegan and Sarah hat?" And stuff. It was funny. Like he was hitting up everybody about that. He's just like, "I could get you in if you want.
That's really cute.
We're family." Like, okay.
Well, I think I'm playing something that sounds like Tegan and Sarah, and then that whatever Bina is playing like adds on to that. It's like a fusion thing. We're just like freestyling.
Yeah, it's definitely complimentary. Like it's a contrast to like the Discord and awful music we were playing to like really fuck up those other guys. This is like, yeah, like ticky, complimentary, sad emo Tegan and Sarah music.
And I guess like maybe this is the first time we see Adriana like actually really let loose too, right? Like
Yeah,
she's been like a little like pent up, and she let it go a little bit when she needs somebody in the crotch. But I think she just like starts doing the full on like screaming, wailing, like letting go of some of her pent up rage and stuff for the life that she's led in her box, right?
yeah,
Cool.
that's
like
awesome.
And especially with a role like that, I think we pan around and we see Perry even just like watching from the sidelines with like a respect and like nodding along to it and like hitting his foot on the ground to the rhythm of it and everything.
Yes.
And this time the whole place stopped and looked, right? Whereas Perry got the equivalent of a mid result.
We're cooler than Perry Garcia. Not to be
Yeah.
confused with Jerry Garcia.
Exactly. And his cool is 9, so I don't know if that's really good, but it seems like it's his highest stat, so it must be
What the
pretty good.
hell?
Yeah.
Ooh, super cool.
Better than cool. Awesome. Once it's done, I think maybe we get like a snap cut to y'all in a booth drinking or something like that, and Perry's ordering drinks, and he says, Bina, I didn't know that you could rock out like that. And he's like scanning Skye and Adriana with like respect, right? Being like,
Yeah,
whoa.
that's not just me. It's these cool cats who are playing with me. This is already friends. It's Skye and Adriana have like a punk alias we're going by since presumably we're somewhat competent.
Yeah, for sure you are. Yeah. He's like, the starving dogs could use people like you. Why don't you just disappear into the underworld with me? I've got a I want to mention specifically, he has a beat up gray van that they use to haul the equipment around with, and he calls it, it doesn't say what it's called, but I think he calls it like mutt or something. So he's like, just hop in the mutt with me. We can rock this town. Just disappear.
I wish I could, Perry, but I got a job. You know what it's like. We're just passing through. Just thought I'd come and say hi. You need a place to sleep, though.
Yes. He has a small apartment. It even says that. It's so comprehensive.
How small, Perry? Maybe kind of need like at least how many? Like, I think she like scans the room to see how many people.
Well, it's better than coffins, right? That coffins is like racks where people sleep, sort of, right? Like cyberpunk style, like Snow Crash, when they actually rent those places that are just large enough for them to slide into. They're called coffins in this setting. He's like, better than a coffin, isn't it?
Yeah, fair. Better than yeah. We didn't even, yeah, I was better than sleeping in the car, but we don't even have a car. We just got some bikes.
Just. Cool. Okay. So yeah, he'll let you crash there, and I think like as we see you guys talking, the lights go out again, and for this, like, we still get like the same anticipation that the people on the dance floor are waiting for like the whatchamacallit, the stage to come out and all that stuff, but it doesn't happen. And the lights start like strobing, and you see we get like a picture or a shot on the camera of another individual. If you look at the Citizens for Decency, the guy in the far right with like that chewing on some tweed or whatever the fuck that is, that guy comes in, and he's got like a light auto pistol, and it's doing the like strobe motion where he's like walking towards you guys. And out of character, we know that this is the person that overheard Adriana when Iota was talking on the phone with Elliot. So I think who hasn't acted very much? Maybe Ratchet? Maybe you're the first one to see this fellow coming with an auto pistol and the strobing lights on the disco floor. So like you'll see people dancing, he'll be in one place, the strobe goes out, comes back on, and he's like in another place, like weaving his way towards you, right?
Yeah, right. And it'd be normal for people to like open carry like this?
No, it's bad.
It's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad.
I was gonna say in Tennessee, I guess it probably is, but
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Not with malicious intent like this fellow.
Yeah, I love that. I'll call out to Omen. I'll be like, Omen, point at the guy, pick up a boot off the bar, and hurl it at him.
Okay.
Sorry, I did with my pronouns there. Hurl it at the dude with the gun, not at Omen.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm not like, no, Fraser, I ignore your hook and I throw a big glass at one of my friends.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I guess you're hitting on the Omen, right? That's how we've established that.
Always.
You throw glass at people to hit on them now.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So your stakes then is to distract them enough to like get a call to arms going on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. The stakes is for me if you fail or mid-result complication, more friends show up than just this fellow. Yeah.
More friends. More people to flirt with, Omen. All right.
Yeah. The guys that
Well,
you stole motorcycles from maybe found out where you went, dude. The especially since it was like Nashville, 40K or whatever, and you guys were like straight there. So yeah. They could probably trace their bikes or something too. Maybe. I don't know.
yeah, they've got their little GPS tags.
Yeah, they're pissed.
I'm gonna be powerful.
Cool. What do we see on screen that shows that you're power? Well, 13. That's pretty good.
No, I think it's like I think as I like bring my arm back, we see the leather jacket strain against my muscles, my big biker muscles. What are they called? Delts on the back, and it's just like, yeah, big strong dude with a glass. Traditional masculinity, you know.
Right. Yeah. Gotta perform your gender with delts, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I need extra muscles on my back, please, and shoulders.
I mean, like Ratchet's pretty performative about everything,
That's true.
but specifically about his muscles. Yes.
Yeah, on brand. On brand. Cool. Okay, so you hit this guy in the face. There's a cry out in pain. I think there's like a little bit of blood on the floor, right? Let's see. One thing that I don't know if you guys noticed, but I made this game slightly crunchier since we last played it, in that weapons roll damage instead of just inflicting harm like Apocalypse World. It's a little bit of CP 2020 for us. So it's going to inflict, I'll give you the same damage as, let's see, roll. Oh. Okay, so you do 1 damage on him, basically. So yeah, I think it just like hits him, splinters, the blood like splurts kind of stuff. There's a little bit of, I think the crowd is split again. Half of them thinks it's like a performative show and get all up into it like it's a mosh pit or something, right? They're like, woo! And other people are like screaming and being like, wow, fuck this, right? And like, there's like a whole bunch of chaos. Omen, what do you do?
Well, firstly, I just want to say that I think when we walked into the bar, why are you giggling so much?
Like a cowboy mosh pit. This is a scene.
Oh, yes. My son's skin has a cool tattoo, and actually, I don't know if it's that cool. I think it's just a real basic like dot pattern all across all his whole body. We're keeping it simple since we're going to ease into the sun skin. But I think as soon as Ratchet was like, oh man, and then he picked up the boot and he threw it. He threw it? Well, my English is just gone right out. He threw it. I'm going to lean on those wired reflexes to look real cool as I'm like, he's not even that hot, and I'm gonna like dash forward, and like right after the glass smashes on his face, I'm gonna uppercut him.
Oh, cool. I like that a lot. Sweet. Yeah. Okay. How are you feeling about this?
Oh, I think I'm feeling, frankly, I'm probably a little drunk right now, so I'm probably feeling pretty happy.
Sad because it's a depressant?
No, because nobody knows that it's a depressant, so everyone thinks they're happy.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Listen, don't bring real science into this.
Cool. Are you gonna do one of
I'm doing
booster things?
Yeah, my booster things. I was gonna ask if there's more than just this one guy. Is there a little groupie?
Yes, there's going to be 3 people. The complication was going to be 6, but there's going to be 3 people.
Cool. That's very complicated. I want to take them all on.
Oh, in the dance floor, Saturday Night Fever beat them up?
Yeah, I'm gonna uppercut, and then it's probably like an uppercut into a punch, and then I'm gonna do some like cool roundhouse kicky thing. I don't know, whatever martial arts in movies looks like.
Cool. And you were feeling what again? Joyful?
Joyful.
Right.
And yeah, let me burn my class slot too. What am I trying to do?
And you know the blows sync with like whatever song is playing as well, right? Gotta have that.
Yes. Absolutely. Every time the guitar, there's the guitar strum, the slang. Hey, get off my character sheet.
What?
What? Oh, for their next role, I think that I want to use my class slot, and I just want to do number 8, take on a group larger and or better armed than me without disadvantage for the next role.
Sounds good. That sounds good. And is your goal to punch them all out, kill them? What is the stakes here?
I mean, I don't know who these guys are, so I think I just want to embarrass them.
So
Or I want to.
Well, you would recognize one of them because you stole their bikes.
From that group. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're clearly here to reclaim their property.
Yeah, I want to embarrass them, and maybe. Yeah, I want to embarrass them and give Ratchet a moment to flirt with them more.
Okay.
Can I help?
Please.
I totally envisioned Bina like hacking into not just the sound system but also like the light system, so she can control the lights and turn them off like at the opportune time for when Omid is gonna flow with them, because like it's romantic and shit, right?
Flirt.
So is it instead like as soon as a punch is about to land, the lights turn out and the music goes off and you just hear like the sound and then it turns on again right after?
Yeah, totes. Yeah.
Neat. Okay, cool. Roll the joyfuls.
It's the normal roll, right?
Yes. And so in terms of like mechanical, what does embarrassment entail to you? Not like you want the fight to be over and them to look bad and them to leave, basically?
Yeah, I think so. Does anyone else have any goals? Does anybody want anything from this group? Before I maybe just punch them out.
Well, you know that Iota, you know that one of them overheard Adriana. Maybe.
Maybe we'll just knock them unconscious then, and then like we can try to question them if all goes well.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll put. Oh, okay. Oh, you failed.
Not go well.
Yes.
I forgot to add the +1, but it's only, or I don't know, whatever help gets me. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So you should roll one more die.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah, and then the stakes are I'm putting 2d4 on the table of damage, harm.
Sound better.
Oh, okay, you didn't re-roll with advantage.
Oh, because
so
I rolled
a 6. So you rolled a 9. Yeah. Oh, it says 19. Weird. How did you do that?
What?
Is that part of the initial roll, and then you did some like command thing, or is that a whole new roll that you did?
I rolled the 4 normally, and then I rolled again normally.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Like I'm looking at the result and adding the 2 highest dice for advantage, and it still comes out to a 9. That's why I was surprised.
I have a -1 in joyful.
Okay. Well, it's still a mid result, regardless. So let's see how much harm did you do. I do 5 harm to you in the doing, unless you have body armor as well. Like Tara's face. So how much harm can you take total?
6.
6? So they get you pretty good then. So okay,
yeah, I'm at
so
7 harm, so this is not
knowing
good.
how much harm they've done to you, describe the scene to me. You knock them out and all that, but describe the whole
thing. I think what it was is that turning out the lights really did not help me. I think a lot of my fighting just depends on sight, So I think what was supposed to be a a very like measured and cool group fight turned into a real wrestle where the lights came up and everyone was knocked out.
So the lights go out and they turn back on and everyone is just laying there?
Yeah. I'm like harmed out. I'm like dead in game terms.
What do you mean? I thought you said that you could take 7 or something like that.
I was already at 2.
Oh, you would have recovered from that though.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm heaving. I'm like sweating profusely and like breathing very heavily on the ground then.
Yeah, you could be knocked out if you want.
That's okay.
That'd be funny. Okay, cool. I like that. So do you actually say something? Do you feel like the lights did not help?
I think I try to. Yeah, it's just that, but it's like I can't really like talk. Like the wind's knocked out of me, so I'm just like. That's it.
I think the music.
What?
Oh, I think the guy. I like the thought of like the music's off now, and you just hear this like, sorry, like over the sea of bodies.
Yeah, I think Perry stands up and he like claps his hands together and he's like, "Well, looks like maybe it's time to go." And he like shoots a look to the bartender with like a sorry type thing, and maybe like shuffles you out the back to your motorcycles and to his shitty white van, is it? Something like that. He's got a shitty van of some kind, and it's got like spray painted on it the name of the band, the Stray Dogs or Starving Dogs. Sorry. Cool. And then yeah, he takes you to the flat, and you guys can regroup and assume that. Iota, do you tell them what Elliot told you and all that? Cool. So we'll maybe the closing shot for it would just be you guys huddled in this like Perry's apartment that is probably just like a 1-bedroom place that is kind of ratty. Maybe some of the bandmates are around smoking like weed and stuff like that, right? There's like a whole bunch of different posters, and it's maybe got like a timeline of the people that they like chronological order, all the way back from like, you know, the rock legends to the current stuff. And y'all are just formulating your plan and whatnot. Does that sound like a good place to leave it? Yeah. Cool. And we see like Omen all like fucked up and stuff, right? Like bleeding and heaving and
I'm just constantly ending these sessions bloodied in some way.
Well,
That's what I get for making my character a literal Street Fighter, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Cool. So XP wise, you get another 1,000 XP, and it's been another day, and we'll say that the per diem increased to double to $400. So increase your money by $400 and increase your XP by 1,400 because Euro-dollar earned subverting or hurting any institution directly engaged in or perpetuating capitalism or oppression counts as XP in this game as well. So,
Wait, we got $400?
400 Euro-dollars and 1,400 XP.
Oh, okay.
Lots of XPs. So everyone's at least level 3, I'm assuming.
Should we assume that is there going to be like discrete shopping time, or can we just be like
whenever, unless you guys want to have like an actual scene of buying stuff, I'm cool with that as well if you want to do that. Otherwise we can just be like, I bought a thing in Nashville or whatever, right?
Would it be problematic to try and get a cyber arm for cheap?
problematic as in, what do you mean? Like, it might cause you some trouble because you're on the lam?
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it.
What's your way?
I just, get a good deal.
Get a better deal, you mean?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because it's like used or something?
Oh, no, I meant like I get like a good pristine arm for just like a little bit cheaper. No downfall.
Right. So you're like haggling them?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, we can take that to a roll real quick. We've got a few minutes before we
Okay.
end.
Yeah, I'd love to get a good like Nashville denim country bluesy arm.
Sure. So how do you wheel and deal this place? And where do you go? Is it just like a mom and pop place, or is it like a corporate place or whatever? And it's kind of got that air of a new car dealership thing where you're like, you can take a little bit of hit on your commission, right? I know what these things cost.
I think that maybe I like find the like Nashville street fight scene. And it's probably like I gotta leverage what I got.
Right.
So I'm sure they're pretty like cybered up. So maybe there's like I get a good contact and a good reference. And I'm like, hey, I got that good shadow run money.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, so roll it, and yeah, we'll make the stakes basic, right? Like mid to high result, we'll give it to you lower. High result will be like much lower. Mid result will be a little bit lower. What are you thinking? How much money do you actually have, PS?
I have 1,800 euro dollars.
And how much does a cyber arm cost?
3,000 with one tag.
You said a little bit lower is like $1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good contacts, people I can trust. Right, but what's another $1,800 or $1,200?
You guys, you do have that credit card too, right? Remember Elliot gave you a credit card that you could put expenses on.
Oh yeah, Doom's not here. Oh, fuck yeah, I got the card. I'm never mind. I don't even need a deal. I'm putting a whole new arm on Cyber American Express.
Cool. I want you to roll anyway, and we'll see if it's somehow trackable or something like that, right? Like there'll be another vector to get at you.
I don't know if that's necessary.
Oh,
How do I feel about cybernetics? I want to say that actually this is like a necessity. I think that I'm a little scared though, because wired reflexes is terrifying.
Right. Yeah, you come into the guy's shop and break like a bottle over his head, right? And be like, what up? That's how you say hello. Cool.
Submit. Scared. Go.
Nice. A fail. Cool. So yeah, it'll definitely be a vector that they could track you from or something like that. So the last thing that we close the episode on is like y'all in the apartment making plans, and then we cut to you getting like a cyber arm attached, right? Like your meat cut into, and what does the arm look like? Is it like chromed out and stuff, or what?
No, because chromed out is a whole other tag, and I'm not paying for 2 tags.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it looks normal.
Cool. So it just looks like your normal arm. How do we know that do you do the Terminator thing where you like grab a cup and squish it so it's like?
Well, I think it looks like polymery, like it, Cyberpunk always does those like lines.
Oh, yeah.
So it just looks like not skin really, and it just looks like plastic and put together like a prosthetic would, I guess. But yeah, I pick up, I can't. Although no, it's not a strong arm, it's just reinforced. I'm having a big vision where I'm stopping bullets and swords with my arm, so.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. So no crushing cans, it's just there.
Awesome. So that's what we close out on instead.
A very normal scene.
Yes. So make sure you mark your XP and level up if you are at that point. We'll say that, Kira, you're at the whatever everybody else was at. So Sid, what are you at with that increase total XP?
I went up to the next level. Three.
But what's the total amount?
Oh, sorry. Total amount of XP. 5,800.
Okay, there you go. So
Wait,
that's what.
So 5,800.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So that will be what Skye is at. So
I'll just put that down so I can spend that sweet XP later.
I'm sorry. Did Kira just get XP for sessions that she didn't play? Fraser, this is not OSR at all.
What? I mean,
The team has to be equal levels. Otherwise, I'm the only lower level person, and then we can't do higher level dungeons.
what
Yeah,
if
we don't split the group here.
Yeah.
how will I know how to put in CPS times the amount of people?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I can't calculate it. It totally gives you a chart for calculating it if other people are things, but I can't do that chart. I don't do the
Also,
math.
you can play with us, but only if you roll a cleric because we need a healer.
Yeah.
You know, I almost played a medic, but I didn't.
We actually needed an adult apparently, so if you could reroll your character to be an adult, that would
If
be.
you could roll Cyber Dad, that would be awesome.
Sorry about that. There's no adults here.
Sweet. Okay, so yeah, make sure you level up and take the pertinent upgrade, whatever
Yes.
it is that you want. I'm gonna stop the broadcast and then we'll do the stars and wishes, perhaps, if people have time. Let me stop.